The third fault described is regarding while we recopy the teaching about the Prajnaparamita, or when we engage into painting tankas or all the objects, and we do experience some physical obstacle. Example given in the text is such as yawning or laughing, making fun of what we are doing. When we describe one of these faults, it refers to past accumulated causes which are bringing this fault into our existence nowadays, and also it refers to accumulating the cause for experiencing this type of fault in the future, if while we are experiencing the past causes we don't apply the correct antidotes. So when we are engaged into a Dharma activity such as copying important text or making a holy representation, if our mind is disturbed by the wish to joke about what we are doing, or to laugh or make fun of the whole event, but also if we are disturbed by the need to yawn, for example, this express some type of fault accumulated in the past which are giving result now. And what we need to do is not to give into and promote this kind of attitude, and apply the right antidote for not being disturbed by them in the future. This line also brings us to think about our general attitude whenever we are in contact with the Dharma. Dharma texts, when we are observing pictures, representations, when we are in front of statues, when we are engaged into the puja, or when we are listening to teaching. What state of mind do we have? We might have some disturbing thoughts arising. This is the result of past accumulated karma, but do we let them to expand? Do we seize them, feed them, instead of letting them go, recognizing their non-inherent existence? All this attitude, when we leave the gumpa, when we enter the gumpa, when we do the prostrations, which kind of state of mind do we have? Which kind of thoughts are we supporting or not? And all this is also related to our awareness of all the different situations and events in our daily life, related as well to becoming aware of the sacred. What is and what is not holy, what is and what is not a matter of light attitude, what we can joke about, or in which place or in which circumstances we can laugh aloud, and so on. It helps to have a better control about which kind of thought are produced, when, where, and for which reason. An obstacle which we can experience as well when listening teachings or engaging in some retreats or meditation is falling asleep. So this is definitely an obstacle that we all have experienced at one moment or another, especially when the teaching is placed after the lunch or the dinner, in the mid of digestion. It is sometimes very difficult to uphold one's own head and keep the eyes open, and since it is difficult to put matches to keep the eyes on, there are methods, definitely. First off, one is to become fully aware of the benefit of listening correctly the teaching, because if we start to fall asleep, we hear only half of it. So we will benefit maybe only half of it. And there are methods in terms of expanding the inner energy to keep the mind awake or aware. We have to apply these methods as soon as we feel a little bit dull while listening a Dharma teaching or while reading a Dharma text. So the next fourth fold, connected also with the previous one, says that whenever we are engaged into the writing of these texts, like the Prajnaparamita or other, and we might experience some kind of mental obstacles, such as engaging in an improperly done work, maybe painting or writing with only half attention, while the rest of our thoughts might be directed towards either a person or other things or the matter that our mind can be disturbed with. So the same as explained before, we have to watch our thoughts, applying immediately when we see disturbing thoughts the right antidote to put an end to it, to not seize it, to not let it to grow. Remember this snowball example, starting with a very little snowball at the beginning of the slope. So this is just the beginning of the thought in our mind, but if we do not pay attention enough, then that ball will go down the slope and become bigger and bigger and bigger. And bigger the ball, bigger the difficulty to put an end to it, to stop it. So as soon as we see our mind getting disturbed by any kind of thoughts, let's immediately apply the correct understanding that these type of thoughts are empty of their own inherent existence, result of past accumulated karma, and to let them pass, to let them go without any grasping. So whenever we engage into a Dharma work, let's try to be fully conscious of what we are doing, fully aware of what we are doing, and whenever the mind tries to skip, let's bring it back to its correct focus on what we have decided to go through, either painting or reading or writing.